Hello. Hey. Oh my god, are you noticing that beautiful rasp in my voice? I have the flu. Hi, welcome back. Let me actually introduce. Hi, welcome back to No Worries If Not, episode 12? Let me fact check that real quick. I want to check how you guys doing. What's going on with you guys? How are the kids? Yeah, episode 12. How many? No worries, my views are declining on YouTube, but I don't give a fuck because I don't even promote this. I need to promote this. Anyway, hi, welcome back. Yes, you heard it correct. I'm ill. I do feel like I start every one of these episodes kind of mad. It's currently Monday. I'm posting this tonight. Apparently. Monday the 23rd of March. It's 25 to 2. I got up, I got dressed, I put clothes on to try make my brain work. I have a week off work because it's my birthday. Oh my god, wait, this is the birthday episode. This is technically the birthday episode. I don't know if this is the birthday episode or if the birthday episode... I'm tempted to film an episode on my birthday because I've got the whole morning to myself. We'll see. I might... Do you know what? Actually, I've already decided. Next episode is going to be my birthday episode because I'm going to discuss my birthday itself. But yeah, I have a week off. Technically, I kept saying I had 10 days off because I had 3 days off, which is weird. 1 day on, 7 days off. But I did, in fact, get ill on day 1 of 3. I don't know what it was. I managed to not get ill. Like, as in cold and flu ill. I'm kind of always just a little ill. But, like, I didn't get a cold or flu or anything for the whole of, winter. Which is weird. I feel like it's, especially working in hospitality, and also, without giving too much away, where I work is basically, I keep saying this, I keep saying, where I work is basically outside, but I keep doing things where I go, oh, I don't want to, just in case, I'm not saying now that anyone's going to come and stalk me, or, find where I live, but on the off chance that someone does, I don't want to give away too much information. But also then I was looking at my TikTok. And if you live in Brighton, you know where I work. Do you know what I mean? If you live in Brighton and I've seen any of my TikToks that I've made, any of my monthly TikToks, anything like that, it can be deduced quite quickly. I work for a company in Brighton. Is it a small business? I don't know. A chain, but a tiny chain, not a big corporate chain. In Brighton, very famous, and the site that I work at is quite individual in its look. So, here's to hoping no one finds where I work in a weird way. Most of you either work with me or in and around me, so it's not that deep, but just on the off chance. But, I feel like you can figure anything out these days. Someone could find where I work, they could find my fucking full government legal name if they wanted. You can't really do anything about it. You just have to hope and pray they don't use it for evil. But it's I could, try really hard to keep all of my things under wraps. And if someone wanted to, they would find it. Do you know what I mean? And so fuck it. I might as well just give the information out for free, make your life a bit easier. I'm not going to say it outright because then that feels bait. But you can figure it out. You can definitely figure it out. I actually don't really have any sort of topic I want to talk about today because I was almost going to skip a week and then I literally refused to let myself skip a week because I am ill. But I was feeling a little bit brighter and better, and so I was like, I don't really have a valid excuse. One thing I will talk about, because, again, that's another thing I do where sometimes I'll be like, the city I live in, and sometimes I'll just straight up say Brighton. I live in Brighton. Born and raised. I say live in Brighton. Born and fucking raised. And I really want to make that clear because over my life I have seen all of these influencers, all of these YouTubers. I'm talking PewDiePie, I'm talking Zoella and Alfie, All these different YouTubers, they go, we want to move somewhere that feels like it's not big city London, and we're going to move to Brighton. And I don't know why. I mean, okay, I do know why. Because low-key, it's the best city in the country. And that's not even coming from a place of bias. It's coming from a place of fact and truth. Is it really expensive? Yeah. Is it one of the whitest cities in the UK? 100%. It's quite jarring. And being born and raised here, I go to any other part of the country and I go, holy shit. Yeah, Brighton's real white. It's very white. Not so much like as life has gone on and years have gone by, and obviously everywhere is becoming a lot more diverse, just with people moving around and that being more accessible to people to move and go to other places. I mean, I don't know why I'd come here, it's so expensive. But it's still just, it's very white. Compared to like London and other places. I don't know why. I really don't know why. There's probably some cultural or historical reason as to why. And it probably sucks. Sorry. It wasn't me, but sorry. Sorry in advance for the thing that I don't know that we did, but we probably did. You know, one of those ones. But also Brighton is incredibly creative city. It's the gay capital of the UK. So I understand why people move here. Like, it is gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. I really do love Brighton. But all of these influencers started moving here. And so it makes me doing this, I feel like when I say I live in Brighton, I need to make it really clear that, like, I grew up here. I was raised, is it BN31? Which is Portslade. Which is like, I grew up in Ants, basically. I have humble beginnings, guys. But then I moved to BN3, which is Hove. And again, it's difficult because I've been all over the shop in Brighton. So I was born and raised Portslade. Like, Portslade is where I began. I'm trying to, like, think of how to describe Portslade. I don't know any comparison. It's gotten better, for sure, but it's definitely, like, the more affordable part of the city. Let's say that. It's more affordable and maybe slightly... I mean, it's no more dodgy than any of the rest of it. Anyway. And so I lived there, like, till I was 8, with my mum. With my dad, we were hopping about all over the place. We lived near the Level, near London Road. We lived in Camptown, big up. Shout out Camptown. Friend of the show, Camptown. Friend of the show, the borough of Camptown. What would you call it? And then, yeah, back in Portslade, all over the place. And then me and my mum moved to Hove when I think it was 2010 and I was 8. That's why I'm doing that. It was 2010 and I was 8. And yeah, and then I lived in Hove kind of until I turned 18. But saying that, we lived in like a Hove area, a Hove-ass area. Now, again, for people who don't know, Hove is like the more bouge part of Brighton and Hove. It's kind of, I feel like it goes like, Portslade is like bottom in terms of like how much it costs to live there and that sort of thing. Brighton is next. Oh no, Camptown's next, then Brighton, and then Hove is like the, like, kind of, if you're from Hove, you're a wanker. No worries. You're not, but I'm talking about stereotypes here. Yeah, we lived in Hove, but also, again, reminders, we come from Portslade. My mum's a northern woman. My mum is not from Brighton. She's from Rochdale. And so we were in Hove on this street. And I remember during COVID, someone sending some message to the street group chat saying, guys, we got a vegetable delivery and my children just will not eat the parsnips that we got delivered. So does anyone want some of these parsnips? And me and mum are there like, we had to just do like a Tesco shop and fight someone hand and fist for some toilet roll, but no worries, your kids just won't eat the parsnip from the vegetable delivery. We were like, oh my god, these people are not our people. Like, Hove is... It's a different kind of thing. Now, shall I be honest? Yeah, I do live in Hove right now. And I'm not... Do you know what's so annoying? I live in Hove by like a only just. Like, I might as well be Brighton. But unfortunately, I do live in Hove. And then I hear you again saying you're doxing yourself. Hove's big enough. Also, if you live in Brighton or you're in Brighton, you'll probably see me because that's how it goes. Going back to the YouTuber thing, right? You see them everywhere. You can't escape them. They're everywhere. Every other person you see is an influencer in some way. And honestly, respect. Oh my God, I have hiccups. Oh my God, I respect it. Hi, I'm literally sitting here talking to my camera right the fuck now. Mine's different. I'm not trying to influence. I'm just trying to attach it. But no, lots of people I know from school are now influencers. And I mean, the city's built for it. We've got new little restaurants and cafes popping up every fucking day. All of this. But the one thing I want to talk about is the UK YouTubers in Brighton thing. Because it started obviously with PewDiePie and Zoe and Alfie. And I have a photo somewhere of me and Zoella outside TK Maxx. My mum made me take the photo. And yeah, I didn't really care. I also have another video, and again, I didn't really watch them, so I don't know why I have this. It was a day before my dad's wedding, and we were at the venue setting up, which is Fabrica in town, if you know Fabrica. Really great venue, I won't lie. And I somehow knew that they were nearby. I don't know how. I just somehow knew that they were nearby. And so I ran after them and my phone had died. And so I had my iPad. And they happened to be filming a documentary. Like Zoe and Alfie were, or I think it was Zoella, was filming a documentary for something. And so there is footage of me in my school uniform running away. I don't know why that's the clip they included. It's me like waving and running away because my dad was going, dude, we need to leave. I'm getting married tomorrow. Why are you stalling? And so yeah, it's me running away holding my iPad that I just had to take a photo of them with them on, which I actually don't know where that photo is. That whole year it's kind of wiped from my memory. And then also I used to get a bus to school every morning, and I remember every morning I would see PewDiePie walking his dogs past my school bus at because I used to get a bus really early. So it'd be like 7 a.m. and he'd be walking his dogs. And there was a couple of times we made eye contact. And something you learn to do in Brighton, if you're not weird, is you do the look of, yeah, like I know who you are. Not well enough to stop you and say anything. But like, it's just like a moment where you make eye contact and kind of go, yeah, whatever, hi. I had another one. Well, actually, this is funny because, so there's lots of YouTubers that live in Brighton and I'm online. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm quite chronically online. But I don't watch really any of the Brighton YouTubers. There's like new ones now. There's a lot of, I don't know how would you call them? Like comedic, I guess, YouTubers. All men, for some fucking reason, who live in Brighton. I'm pretty sure 2 of them, I won't say their names because I just don't want to, I don't know them well enough. I actually don't remember one of them. I've met them both multiple times. I'm pretty sure they must film something near me. There must be a studio near me or something because I always see both of them and they do have a show together. I will be sitting outside my house and they walk past me all the time. And you know when it feels weird when you see someone multiple times and you're like, oh God, do they think I'm stalking them? I just live here. No worries. I've lived here for 23 years. 24 on Friday. So, sorry, you're in my area. But these same 2 YouTubers, there's another YouTuber who's if you don't know this name and you watch YouTube in any capacity, you're stupid. Like, Jacksepticeye is a legend in the space. Have I ever personally watched his content? Absolutely not. Which is weird because I used to watch a lot of like gaming content stuff just to like relax, you know what I mean, background noise. But no, I never ventured into the world of Jacksepticeye. But he is a name, Sean, if you will. He is a name that is known in the YouTube space, and he lives in our beautiful city, Brighton and Hove. Anyway, so I was at my workplace, and these two YouTubers that I always bump into were filming. They needed to film some promo, and they decided to film it at my work, right? And so I was there. I was just trying to serve, and Sean, aka Jacksepticeye, had to come inside the store, and he was doing a bit with it. And obviously, I know him. Like, I know him. I don't watch his stuff. I'm not a fan. Like, sorry, I'm not a fan, but like, I'm not like a, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet this guy. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know you're that YouTuber guy. But for some reason, I think I was so aware of, like, I didn't want to make him uncomfortable in any way by being like, yeah, I know you. Like, do you know what I mean? I just wanted it to be like, hey, you're here doing your job, I'm here doing my job, we can coexist, no worries. You keep doing what you got to do. And because he was like filming literally right next to the till while I was serving. And so we were quite close to each other, and he had to like spill a coffee and whatever. And want to go out the gate and say, this man was so lovely. Like, truly just, you know, when you're like, he could have just been pleasant. He could have just been pleasant and like indifferent to him. He was really sweet. Like, what a sweet little man. Like, he was lovely. So I want to say that. I, however, was awkward as fuck. I don't think he clocked it. I didn't really clock it until like 2 days later, what I said. But I basically just didn't want to be like, I mean, I don't know when it would have come up. We barely spoke. But I didn't want to make it obvious that I knew who he was, just because I was like, it doesn't matter. And he's just here trying to film a thing for his mates. Like, I don't know. I just got weird in my head about it. Anyway, so he comes inside. Now, the way it works in my work, if you only staff come inside, it's all outside service. Again, if you haven't figured it out yet, you will. And he comes inside and he goes, God, it's really weird. It feels like I work here now. And I said, as a joke, if my employers are listening, I go, oh, you can have my job if you want. And he goes, oh, then what would you do? And I'll go, oh, I'll have your job. Now, in that moment, my brain goes, oh no, you've revealed too much. Had I? Absolutely fucking not. But in my head, I went, oh my God, he's going to know that I know what he is and what he does, and he's going to feel uncomfortable that I, like, know him. And so rather than just kind of glossing over it and choosing not to, I say, I'll do what you do, whatever that is. Why did I say that? Why the fuck did I say that? I'll do what you do, whatever that is. Now, I want to say, I thought about this interaction for a very long time afterwards, and I went, oh, that man was clearly mad at me. I have actually since seen more of his content, because he ended up being on a YouTube channel that I watch, like, quite a lot. And I saw him and how he was, and I went, do you know what? I don't think he was mad at me. I think that might just be his humour. Because then he turns to me and goes, I talk to millions of people. And I go, oh my God, I could so do that. Sounds really fun. And then I don't think it'd fit. And then literally like hours later, I go, why did I fucking say that? If you're in the slim chance you are seeing this, Sean, aka Jacksepticeye, I meant no harm. I was actually trying to make things less awkward. I didn't want to be like, yeah, I'll be a YouTuber just like you. By the way, hi, nice to meet you. I know who you are. Because you were just trying to do a thing and I was just at work. I didn't want to make that a thing. You do you, I do, like, you know what I mean? And rather than just being normal, I went, yeah, I'll do whatever you do. Like, whatever that is. Me sitting here talking to my phone. No worries, the same fucking thing. So I've had, like, you know, that was one. We also do just have lots of celebrities here. A lot, I feel like. Lots of drag queens that have all been on Drag Race. I know a lot of them. Either like we have mutual friends, or personally, or they were regulars at my works. A lot of the time they're regulars at my work. There's so many comedians live in Brighton, which does make a lot of sense because there's a big comedy scene in Brighton. Lots of like comedy events, Fringe, lots of, oh my God, so much theatre and play and performing stuff. My dad actually teaches improv, because my dad is sick as fuck. But there's a current thing, and I don't know why it feels weird for me to talk about like things, like if this makes me feel like I'm like a commentator YouTuber or something, you know, those ones to talk about things that are happening right now. But there is something I need to talk about that's happening kind of right now. Now, I'm butchering this because I have very limited information on this, because I think if I look into it, I'll get pissed off. There is this person on TikTok who is American, I believe, and they basically came out quite publicly and said that they had a crush a crush. We'll get into the phrasing. They had a crush on this YouTuber who lives in Brighton. Little bit of backstory about this YouTuber. They have been outed as somebody who is an abuser. So, you know, not maybe the best guy in the fucking world. I, again, never watched his content, but I saw all this unfold and I went, yeah, it looks like it. He looks like he would. Is that a horrible thing to say? You know when you can just see it in someone's fucking eyes that you're like a male manipulator? Or is that just a me thing? Every day I inch closer and closer to being gay. Anyway, so this YouTuber has been quite publicly, shamed for being an abuser and being just an all-round piece of shit. And so this American person comes out and they say, oh yeah, I have a crush on this guy. I've had a crush on him for 7 years. 8 years? One of those. Now, the reason I want to discuss this is because they are backpedaling while also doubling down. It's hard to describe because they said that they had a crush, and in one of their original videos they basically insinuated, they said, just because I think like if he asked me out I'd say yes doesn't mean it's parasocial. And it is tricky ground. And they said something about like celebrity crush. It's not a celebrity crush. The way they are talking about it, like, don't get me wrong, I think Oscar Isaac is one of the most beautiful men. One of the most beautiful men. I can't even speak when I think about him. God, I love that man. Quite specifically as Poe Dameron, and I don't know why. But God, I love Oscar Isaac. Do I think that me and him are gonna run off into the sunset together, and that if he asks me out, he won't. I think he's older than my dad. He won't. He better not. It'd be fucking weird if he did. Like, that I can find someone attractive. I would say that he is my celebrity crush in the sense that he's fit. They're saying crush, and they're saying, I think he is a good person. I know him and I have a crush on him and his personality. They specifically said in one of their videos that their crush on this YouTuber has stopped them or held them back from dating in their real life. Oh my God, I should start saying that about me. The reason I'm not dating is because Oscar Isaac. Guys, I would love to go out there and date, but I'm waiting for Oscar. I'm waiting. Is he married? This could get real scary real quick because I've been waiting 23 for Oscar Isaac. I've just, if he asked me out, I'd say yes. He is married. How old is he? Is he older than my dad? But he's not. He's younger than my dad. Guys, this is not a joke. Okay. So they've specifically said all of this weird ass shit. And then people came out and they were like, hey, so not only is this weirdly parasocial and like weirdly just kind of creepy. Like, I don't know. I've spoken about it before, and like when people don't have anything in their life and so they pin it all onto a celebrity, and it's just kind of weird. And I'm like, hey, have you got any friends or family? But it's like, that there is having a crush on someone and thinking a celebrity is really cool and idolizing a celebrity. That is 100% a thing. There are issues within that, but that's really normal. Being like my crush or like my infatuation, let's call it that because that feels more as though what it is. Crush seems to be like, because you get into then the intricacies of crush. Like crush, like I say I have a celebrity crush on Oscar Isaac, but also if I have a crush on a real person in my life, that means I potentially see that happening. And that's very different to my crush on Oscar Isaac. Do you know what I mean? So let's say infatuation. Their infatuation with this YouTuber, they've publicly said has stopped them from dating in their real life. That they met this YouTuber once and they got butterflies, and it's just getting to a point where it's a bit like, oh, this feels parasocial, and then they're going, guys, it's so normal to have a celebrity crush, and I'm like, this is something different. And yeah, obviously then people came out and were like, hey, so this guy's an abuser, and they then came out and were like, well, I've been abused, and as somebody who's been abused, what he did wasn't abuse. which is just like, it's just wild. I don't feel as though I can talk on this topic a lot, like just from my own personal experience, like, I don't know what I mean. But to say, hey, I know multiple people came out and claimed and had proof of abuse from this person, but I wouldn't call it that. Was it bad communication? That's what they said. They said it was bad communication. And it's like, well, like, imagine being so down bad for a YouTuber that you're never going to date, but you think that you could, and if he asked you, you would say yes, that you're like, you're like trying to excuse their abuse. It's just wild. Anyway, so they this whole thing happening, people being like, you're crazy, and then here's the part that circles it back to what we were talking about at the beginning, and me going, hey, I don't know why all these YouTubers keep moving to my home fucking town, but they are here, and I would say potentially sometimes they're doing lots of good for the community, and they're bringing, you know, creativity and entertainment. Sometimes they're bringing this kind of fucking shit. This person on TikTok then said, I am starting a GoFundMe because I want to move to the UK. Guess where? Guess where they want to move? They want to move to the love of their life city, Brighton and Hove. And I just think to myself, keep it out of here. We have enough. We have enough happening. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. Brighton is full of freaks and geeks. Like, truly, Brighton is full of the best and the worst of them. Like, the full spectrum. You have some of the most creative, hilarious, entertaining people and some of the worst people you will ever fucking meet. All under one roof. Let's just stop bringing more in. I say let's take a little pause on the freaks and the geeks. Let's get some normal people in the city. Coming from a freak. Like, truly. I'm like a freak that I feel like people see me and they think I'm normal, which I don't love. But I am a freak. I was born here. It's not my fault. The seawater, it does something to you. It's in the air, it gets into your pores, and it makes you neurodiverse or gay in some way. And it's got nothing to do with me. I can't control it. Brighton is being infiltrated by the freaks, and it has been for years. And I think it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation because it's like there's something about the freaks that were here and are here, and like we, you know, this is the bedrock of my family. Like, Brighton is, both of my parents moved to Brighton quite young. Something in the stars brought them here. My dad created two freaks, surprisingly straight but freaks. Me and my brother are a little bit insane. Wouldn't change it for the fucking world. You know, and that's what Brighton is. Brighton is these people who are born and raised here, and we are not afraid to be ourselves. We're not afraid to scream in the streets. Actually, though, for the other day, like a few months ago, for the first time ever, I managed to embarrass my brother by just being insane in public. And usually it's the other way around. But I've done it twice now recently because I've been unmedicated and not feeling great, and I'll be hanging out with Jay, and he's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with you. And I'm like, oh, the tables have turned, because usually it's Jay doing that to me. But no, that is what Brighton is. And then I just think when you bring these people in who are here, I don't know where I found this, I just found it, who are here because they have, for ulterior motives, aka to date that YouTuber who doesn't know who they are, then you start getting into like, these aren't our freaks. These aren't our freaks. These are someone else's freaks. These are someone else's freaks. Keep them out. It's a very specific group of freaks that we need in Brighton and Hove, and it's not that. Or maybe it is that. Maybe I'm just being naive. Either way, there are so many. There's actually another YouTuber who I had a theory for a little while that they thought I was stalking them. Now, please hear me the fuck out. This YouTuber, I don't know them. I do not know them. They are not someone's content I watch. To be honest, I don't really watch any British YouTubers. Like, I'm watching mostly American YouTubers or Canadian. I don't know why. I just have never really consumed British YouTubers. Anyway, so this YouTuber, I just think the places he frequents seem to all be places that I frequent in terms of areas. I see him near my home a lot. I see him near my workplace a lot. And I think that is just a coincidence, but when it happens like 3 times in one day, I can understand, and they're all different places. I panicked. So I saw him near my work. And there is a thing in Brighton where you do like start being like, oh my God, I've seen this person multiple times. So I don't know if he did that to me, but I definitely did it to him. And then I went, oh wait, I also know who that is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I saw this guy and was like, God, I keep seeing that guy. And then I actually think it was my friend was like, oh, did you see that guy? He's a YouTuber. And I went, oh, fuck, I've seen him like 6 times in the past 2 days. So, saw him near I work. Saw him in a pub near where I work the next day. This YouTuber had made a TikTok the day before that for some reason came up on my TikTok talking about being from Brighton, living in Brighton and Hove, and he made some TikTok about how someone had said like seeing him around Brighton and Hove is like not rare. And that he's just like a common sighting in Brighton and Hove, and that like seeing Zoe or Alfie is like a more rare sighting. And he was kind of like, fuck you guys. And I commented on it being like, I don't remember what, I commented something on it, and I think he deleted my comment. The comment disappeared. I don't know where it went. There was this one day where I went to a cafe near where I live, really near where I live, one of my favourite cafes ever, and he walked past. And I think in the moment I like happened to look at him, and so I did the public thing of just kind of going, I don't know this man, but you know when you just smile at someone because you make eye contact? And I remember him not smiling back. That's not anything. Like, that's not me claiming that this is a bad person in any way. I remember he'd seemed to be sweating. I think he'd just come out the gym, and a random person smiled at him. They had no obligation to smile back. Imagine I'd been like, smile, princess. Turn that friend upside down. Smacked his ass on the way past. No worries, I would never do that. I want to start I just want to start catcalling men. No worries. This YouTuber walks past me at the cafe. I smile at him. He doesn't smile back. That's fine. But we made eye contact, so acknowledgement was made. I then go up to my work, hang out with them. I tell them about this comment, and I tell them I just saw him. I then go down to my brother's work. I tell my brother about this comment, and my brother goes, you know what's crazy? I go, what? He goes, he's a regular here at my brother's work. And I go, you're taking a fucking piss. And he goes, no, I promise. And I go, God, imagine if he walks in. As I'm leaving, he walks in. I did just for a bit think he thought I was stalking him. And then I start seeing his friends all the time, and then his friends come and film at my workplace, and I'm like, guys, you're following me. At this point in time, you're following me. I live here. I literally have lived here for 23 years. 24 on Friday. At this point in time, you're following me. I understand how you think, oh, I've got a few million subscribers on YouTube, whatever it is. This girl must be following me. I have lived here for 24 years. It's not my fault you keep coming to my workplace. And that I live in the centre of town. I do think this situation with the person who's like obsessed with that YouTuber and is doing a GoFundMe to move to Brighton, which, by the way, they said had nothing to do with this YouTuber that they have a crush on. Which is so funny because I've only ever seen this YouTuber out and about once, and it was at Preston Park. If you know Preston Park, I was there for a friend's birthday. We're having a barbecue, and I look up and this YouTuber's there, and I turn to my friend and go, haha, there's a YouTuber over there who apparently abused a bunch of people. I don't know this man, but I know that much. And yet this person is going, he's not a bad guy. I can tell he's not a bad guy. It's so fucking weird. Who was it? This YouTuber kept coming up. I want to find it. And I don't know if they're from Brighton. I think they might be a Brighton, like, Twitch streamer. I'm not sure. But they kept coming up and they were talking about the whole situation in a way that I was like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm thinking about it all. Let me find what their name was, because I actually have no idea. Cranstoon. Their Twitch name. I don't know. Cranstoon? Fuck, if I'm butchering that, please leave me out of it. But they've been talking a lot about the whole situation, and I very much agree with a lot of their points about it all just being really weird. I think I need to have a sugar break. I'm going to have a sugar break and come back. I'm back from my sugar break, which turned into all of my medication I took for my flu has worn off. And I have nothing more to do or say. So I think this is just going to be, this is a mini micro episode. Because I want to post today, but I'm dying. Oh my god, now my stomach is doing some crazy stuff. This is a mini episode. It is my birthday week. So I feel I'm allowed a mini episode. And my next episode is going to be talking all about my birthday itself. So it'll hopefully be slightly more interesting. I'm going to go have a nap. I think we should all go have a nap. Everyone right now, stop whatever you're doing and have a nap. No worries. Love you all. You all better wish me a happy birthday on Friday or there will be consequences. Share this with 5 friends, otherwise they will come to your house at night and take your belongings. It's like a creepypasta, but it's in real life. If you don't say happy birthday to me on Friday, you have 6 days to live. Soz. Okay. Thanks for watching. Wish me luck. I hope I live. Okay, bye. Mwah!